Welcome to this video training where I'm going to show you exactly how I niche down by actually broadening my target audience and immediately adding an extra 15.3K in sales. So this is the proof of what I'm talking about. As you can see here, there's zero money made in the previous month. This is over like a year and a half ago when I launched my consulting accelerator. And this is the actual account that I have. As you can see here, 0000, and then was a recurring monthly recurring payment, as you can see here. So I didn't collect everything right away. That's why I mentioned 15.3K in sales. So so this is actually what you will learn in this video training. Why everyone gets niching down wrong. How to niche down by actually expanding your niche, and examples of bad and good niching down. I've created some bad examples that turned them into good examples. I didn't want to pick anybody's account just because it might not be nice without having their permission. I'm sure if I asked for permission to some of my clients, they would have loved to, or some of my people that are in my community, they would have loved to receive this feedback. But just for sake of efficiency, I just made it up. Examples of bad and good niching down plus case studies. Biggest find your niche lies. Okay, pick a very small demographic. The smaller the better. Create content. My assumption is this is coming from the old ways of doing marketing on Facebook, Instagram. I had been doing marketing as a advertiser and creating landing pages for over 4 years before moving on to LinkedIn, or around 4 years. And there was the Facebook and Instagram ways of doing marketing was like through ads. Doing lead generation was through ads. So you had to have a very small niche. In the first few seconds, you had to basically say the benefit that you were promoting and for whom to whom you were talking to, right? So this was the old way of doing lead gen, and this is what people still do. So what they ended up doing, the most common outcome is professionals go from targeting industries to sub niches. They alter their content by adding a few words, like instead of saying to e-commerce founders, they say to e-commerce fashion founders, right? But they do not provide a unique solution to the problem. So they don't become like real expert in their domain, right? So to niche down the right way, you have to pick a problem. This is the next step. This is the actual way you do it. So target a problem instead of a demographic. This is the best way to do it. It can involve targeting assets, and I'm going to explain in a minute what it means. Focusing on exploring unique solutions for categories of prospects with this problem. So you have to become a master in your niche for sure. But what I say when I mean it can involve targeting ads. So let's say you're somebody that I'm helping is a funnel expert, right? So it goes from creating landing pages to email systems to increase conversion and show up rate and all that. So what it can do, and this is one of the things we're working on, is targeting people with a certain number of subscribers to their list and a certain price point for their products, right? So these are assets that he's targeting. When I say target problem instead of a demographic, I'm going to show you in the easiest way for me to show it to you. It's from examples and my own also case study, and also somebody else's case study as well that we're going to analyze soon. So retention coach, I help. These are bad examples. I help prevent employees dissatisfaction. E-commerce agency, we help reduce churn rate. I help teams work with agile method certified. This is kind of like the headline that you see on LinkedIn, right? So this headline here, and sometimes it's the same here in the background for most people, or something around the same lines. So these are the fixes, right? This is how these people can fix it. I increase productivity to sales team by 30% while working less. Okay, think about this. The niche is still really big, right? It's still really, really big. In this case, probably not bigger, but like sales teams are. All companies have sales teams. It's like a really big niche. So we increase e-commerce sales by, this is the retention coach example. And again, while working less, it's important. I don't specifically know this niche that well, but I suppose that working too much might be a problem for sales team, right? Because like inefficient sales teams, what they do, they just reach out to more people, right? They just like overwork their employees, and then there's churn rate, dissatisfaction, because that comes from people overworking and maybe not having good scripts, not having a good process. So they, like having possible goals, and they churn a lot. So instead of, basically, you're doing the same thing, but you're framing it in a different way, right? So you're targeting a problem. You're not talking about, hey, I'm helping teams that have too much churn rate, but you say, I increase productivity of sales team by 30%, whatever it is, while the team work less. So you're promoting a benefit, but actually you're targeting a problem. You're targeting a company that has a problem that is maybe low productivity for sales teams, that also churn a lot. They quit a lot, and that's a big problem, right? So e-commerce agency, we help you reduce churn rate. We increase e-commerce sales by 10, 20, and even 30% in less than 30 days, right? Because if you reduce churn rate, well, actually, I think churn rate is not the right term. What I wanted to say, for example, is abandoned cart rate, right? Or people that churn rate, actually, it's correct, because people, what they do, they unsubscribe from lists, right? So, but what is the ultimate result that you provide? You help e-commerces increase sales. Of course, like if you have you promote a result like this and something like this, you have to be able to back it up. And I always promise what you believe you can provide. Don't create like absurd headlines that your content, your expertise cannot back up. It's the fastest way to do them. I increase productivity coach, increase productivity of tech teams. For example, in this case, we targeted a tech team. Teams by 30% while increased retention. So actually, in these examples, I'm not broadening specifically the niches, right? Compared from this example to this example. But if I added here, we help reduce churn rate for fashion e-commerces, or I help, I don't know, whatever, fintech, work with agile method, whatever. What and that's a way that people typically niche down. But as you can see here in the example, I'm actually, compared to this example that I just made up, I'm actually making the niche bigger. And that's exactly what I did for myself, right? This was used to be my headline. I used to help SaaS generate leads through cold outreach. And now I changed it. I also changed my product in the past. I turned your LinkedIn into an elegant conversion machine, but also the important thing is here, like it's the result that I'm promoting. The problem is very, very specific. People don't have enough leads, right? Can be companies, can be solopreneurs, can be, usually I don't work with big corporations, but I did in the past get my proven system to schedule an extra 3 to 5 sales calls a week through LinkedIn. Okay, this is another example. Michael, I'm not gonna disclose how much he was making, but was making considerably less, and he niched down. Basically, what he was doing, he was helping teams organizing revenue operations. So it's a sales thing. Whereas he really niched down on Clay, which is this new software. It's a lot of automation that works really well for companies that have a big TAM. I'm not going to go into details with that, but it's basically a really big market and they want to automate stuff and it works really well. Look at this. This month I went over 40K a month thanks to Clay. And like he was making considerably less than this. This is amazing, just because you niched down by, he's actually targeting the exact same people, but he's targeting a problem is that people might have heard of Clay, but they don't know how to use it. It's kind of like a complex software. So he's targeting a problem instead of a demographic, right? To niche down. So this is all for this video. And I recommend going through this. If this can really change your business forever. I recommend going through this again if you feel like you haven't understood well completely. And yeah, see you in the next video. Bye bye.